I recently went on a date. Everything started out relatively normal. We met at a nice downtown restaurant for dinner. She was even prettier in person and the conversation was flowing. However, it didn't take long for me to realize she was a super private person. For example, she wouldn't give me her last name, where she worked, or say anything about her family. She made it clear that she was protecting herself, and honestly, I don't blame her. I shrugged it off. We continued on the date. She took great interest in the fact that I was studying and still in school. That was nice because usually that's a deal breaker for most women, at least in my experience. Towards the end of our meal, she confessed something to me. I have something to tell you, she says, but please don't think I'm crazy. I braced myself for whatever she was about to say. She explained that she recently moved into a new apartment. She lived alone, which was also a new thing. Though she couldn't put her finger on it, she was convinced there was a presence of a sinister and paranormal nature in her apartment. She had hardly slept since she moved in because she was plagued with constant nightmares and strange occurrences. I could see the fear and exhaustion in her eyes. She seemed quite sincere. I can tell that you're a good guy, she said. She elaborated that I seemed trustworthy and had a calming presence. I was really taken back by this. It's not every day I get asked to spend the night with a beautiful woman who I just met. I figured she was either telling the truth or she picked up a really odd way to initiate sex. Either way, the night would be interesting. We talked for a bit longer and I agreed to spend the night with her. I followed her home, and then when I walked her to her apartment, I was immediately struck with bad vibes. There was just something ominous about the place. I didn't want to freak out, so I kept the feelings to myself. I said a quick prayer and followed her to the bedroom. She wasn't kidding about the sex. I tried my luck but was met with swift rejection. We kissed and cuddled for a bit, nothing too crazy, and then she fell asleep. I just lay there for a while in the silent darkness, lost in a thought. Sometime later, I 100% heard someone walking down the hallway outside the bedroom. The door was closed, however, I couldn't see anything. I was definitely frightened, but my curiosity got the better of me, so I went to investigate. Slowly, I opened the door. I looked to the left, to the right, nothing. I walked downstairs to check out the rest of the apartment, nothing. I went back upstairs to check the bathroom and the guest bedroom, nothing. Then I walked out of the guest room, which was right across from my date's bedroom. I looked to my left and right again. At the end of the hallway, I saw a black humanoid body standing there perfectly still. It was almost like a shadow, but I could discern that it was a three-dimensional figure. The figure was large in stature, and there was no way it could have been my date. She was 5'1" at best. I ran back into my date's room. To my horror, she wasn't in bed where I left her. I called out her name, but there was no response. I just walked through the entire apartment, so literally made no sense to me that she wasn't there. The bed was low to the ground. She couldn't be under it. The closet was open too, and it was packed with boxes, so I knew she wasn't there either. The window was shut tight, plus the second story, it was just no way. It's like she vanished. I grabbed my wallet, keys, cell phone, ran out the apartment in nothing but my underwear. The shadowy figure was gone. I jumped in the car and sped away. I never heard from her again. Her, her profile was deleted the next day, and she never responded to any of my texts. Till this day, I have no idea what happened that night. I also never went back to her apartment, mostly because I'm horrible with directions and she lived in the next town over. This was easily one of the most terrifying, inexplicable things I have ever experienced.